Good morning, everybody. 10:20 in the morning. Since we're grinding, I'm going to make my video now. I'm sending this to you right as the play starts to look suspect. So I'm going to stick to my idea, but just know that we need a reason to do it. Okay, so don't long because my arrow looks like this. What's happened so far is we hit our target from our reclaim. Now we are chopping the bottom of what I think is going to be a broadening wedge, but I can be misproven on this idea, guys. So you need to wait for a trigger to get long on this one. What we need to get long on this broadening wedge is a reclaim of 7/730s. You'll take that to back test the breakdown right here. And if we high or low it, I believe that we got one more high out of it. Okay. So that's what I think is going to happen. The reason is because we're testing prior all-time high right here. So path on my chart, I haven't talked about this in a while, but because we haven't done this in a long time, we used to do this all the time, right? In the uptrend before we start dropping sideways for 7 months. But you always mark the prior all-time high on your chart. When you dip a candle into it, that is a support. So we expect some sort of reaction here. While we dipped a candle into it, so now we're expecting some sort of reaction. This is what I think it is. Here's where it gets a little complicated though, guys. Our back test isn't prior all-time high. Our back test is actually below it, right around 7,600. And things almost never go straight there. So what I want to do is I would like to do this sort of thing. When we get up here, I'm going to look for a failure of a higher low to back test. Okay. Like I said earlier in the chat, though, that's a problem for a future day. Right now, I'm just looking as a long focus. Yen carry trade, interesting stuff. Back on the menu here. The reason I like watching the yen carry trade, why even care about this? Because when the U.S. starts meddling in Japanese currency, the ratio between USD and JPY becomes interesting again, and we can use that to time macro tops and bottoms. I think we're in a relief bounce right here. So basically what I'm looking to do is come down on the USD. This is obviously inversely correlated to our market. So this would give us our last pop in ES, and then we are going to look for a correction. This would be like our correction to 7,600. So that's going to help us time that. Yeah. Another thing I use for timing is VIX, and the VIX, in my opinion, still has room to the downside, meaning our market still has room to the upside. Now, none of this is macro tops. These are just pico tops, right? Because I think that once we come up here, we can set a higher low, and then we can launch straight off here, right? But I'm not going to keep that idea unless we can finish this idea. I need to see this or I'm wrong, right? So everything starts with a trigger. Let's talk about individual plays. RIOT, I'm going to add to this soon, but not yet. Bitcoin, where's my Bitcoin trade at? Oh, yeah. Okay. Bitcoin's going to go higher. I think that my trim is at 74K, so I haven't actually trimmed yet, but I think a trim around here is good. What you're going to do when you trim this is, so our long is 64K. Well, we launched right at 64K right here. So what you do is you trim about 20% of your position. Whenever you feel ready, you put a stop loss right under your entry at 64K, and then you are sitting in profit for the entirety of no matter what happens. Our goal is to push this Bitcoin trade all the way back up to all-time high. So our goal is to shoot for like 120s, maybe 130. But only with about the remaining 75% of the position, right? So capital preservation is more important than trying to yank the whole trade up. But I've been waiting for this trade for 7 months, so I'm not going to let it go that easily, right? So, yep, I am going to ride this high time frame trend, what I think is going to be a trend, and if I stop out, I'm wrong, but I will not lose money anymore. The losing money phase of this trade is now over. There's only get a little bit or a lot of it. Mara is going to go with Bitcoin. Mara's good. Mara's good once it reclaimed. 980. What I said about Mara still remains true, though. We are going to tighten stops on this in case I am wrong with Mara. So you can look at the low wicks on Mara and realize that these low wicks should not be violated. Okay, so your stop loss on Mara should not be more than like a 5-6% down. This is another one that what I think is a good idea is to trim Mara around $12. That will put you at about a 25% profit. So you're going to have a wide stop loss at 25%. of a drawdown to undo the trade. But again, just like Bitcoin, you're gonna be either make a little or a lot, right? So I'll call that out when it's time, but that's not time yet. I'm looking for $12, and then we'll think about that. Let's see here. Oh, a bit of strategy real quick for Bitcoin. What I'm planning on doing here is when Bitcoin hits this next leg, I'm going to take the powder directly out of Bitcoin and put it into Riot as a Riot ad. So there's a Mara long and a Riot long. The Riot long is going to get more, okay? But it's not going to get more yet. We're going to try to time it because the Riot's on a slight lag to Bitcoin right now. I can see that in the Riot Bitcoin ratio. So that is reflected that even though Riot's up today and Bitcoin's up, that Bitcoin should run a little bit over the weekend possibly to solve that ratio problem. Then we can maybe long ride on Monday or Tuesday morning. This would actually match up pretty well with ES, by the way. If we come up here on Friday and have some drawdown, this is a week right here. This gives us 1 week of up next week to capitalize and take trims on our other plays, which I'll talk about now. MSTR looks impulsive to me. This is a good trade. This is tracking Bitcoin, not an MSTR. I feel the need to say this all the time that I know people are in MSTR. I'm not personally in MSTR because I'm in coin, but I feel compelled to cover it because so many other people are. Okay, so I never officially gave you an entry for any of this, but I will give you take profits. And what I would do if I were you is I would take profit around 138. And then I would let the rest run to a 500 and never look at it. Don't even look at it because it's wildly volatile, right? But your goal is to take a 5-bagger out of MSTR without leverage and without a time constraint. You can always protect your stop loss at any time, just like Bitcoin, though, right? Like you trim 10% of your position, you put a stop under whatever, assuming you're not in from up here, in which case you're just going to probably hold, right, and hope that this is the low. But if you did get in this consolidation, what you would do is do the same thing you did with Bitcoin. If you did not get in with this consolidation, you're probably just going to want to hold. You're going to want to trim around 138, then hold the rest to about 500. Looks like Upstart's getting dunked on. Oh, I don't know what's going on with this one. This range sucks. Okay. To me, this set a lower low right here, so this is probably a retest. Sorry, I'm just looking at the charts at the same time as you. My guess is we actually get a bounce somewhere around here for Upstart. This is another one I'm just holding. I've held through this entire range, much like I held Bitcoin for months. I'm just going to hold Upstart until we break the range, just like we did Bitcoin. I don't think it's in any hurry because I think the motion right now is with crypto. So this is fine. I'm not worried about this, but I am kind of acknowledge the fact that it sucks and I don't enjoy it. You know, like I get that. That sucks. But yeah, this is probably a retest. Apple's fine. We're going to hold Apple until it retests the high. Looks good. MVAX is fine. I have not gotten MVAX yet, but I think we're close. We're finishing up this like garbage triangle right here. When this garbage triangle reclaims, it is go time. We'll take that up for from 10 to 20. Take a big trim off that. Palantir looks fine. We're going to go up. The target for this is 195, and then we'll re-enter later. I hope you like my drawing. Oxy. Oxy's not at the short yet. We're letting Oxy go higher. Again, I told you you're welcome to long Oxy if you want, but I'm not longing Oxy because I don't like how it moves. I don't like the upside because when I won't buy Oxy calls into the meat on the bone is just not there to take it from 61 to 65 or whatever. So I'm just letting it go. The reason we can't short Oxy is because the oil has not hit its target. Oil has a lot of upside. I want to see a giant wick out of oil. Is there anything else that I didn't cover today as I just free associate here? Looks like coin's doing good, just like Bitcoin. Coin and MSTR are the same play. That's why I'm only in one of them. SpaceX is getting dunked on. Okay, sweet. Okay, this looks good, guys. So SpaceX to bounce right here, right now, right around 132. If you wanted to be cheeky, you could long SpaceX right here, but I absolutely think this is like not the play. I think the play is when we hit the high next week on ES, next Friday, we're going to short SpaceX for a death candle. Pretend that we're the reason the company's dropping, you know, and have our anti-billionaire rant. and then we're gonna just buy it back up at the bottom. We're just gonna buy the retest, so that'll be short lived. It'll last a week, but this is what we're gonna play to protect our portfolios. So we're gonna trim drawdown, or I'm sorry, we're gonna trim longs for sure, but also for the longs that you do hold, we'll hedge with SpaceX and maybe some SPY puts. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. I want to see what Bitcoin does. Okay. Okay. There's nothing to do. Let's see if we can get this bounce out of SPY while Bitcoin chills. Because, like I said earlier, the ratio is impulsive in the direction of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin needs to stop and consolidate, that means ES might be able to move a little bit, and maybe we can get this last little move out of ES. Okay. That's it, guys. So I'm going to keep this idea unless our floor falls out of the broadening wedge idea, and then I'll change it. But for now, no longs until 7:30s are clear. Take care, guys.